Tell me why. Tell me why black people, the majority of you, still support these people. Why is it that the majority of you support these people? So it says North Korea defector criticizes Gwen, calls her spoiled. So let's read it and let's give our thoughts on it. So it says right here, a human rights activist, if you want to call her that, who escaped oppression in North Korea, called U.S. Olympian Gwen spoiled for turning her back on the American flag, saying she doesn't know how good she has it. Defector Park, I'm going to call her that, who defected from the Hermit Kingdom in 2007, told Fox and Friends Thursday that Barry's decision to snub the Stars and Stripes as the national anthem played is unthinkable. In North Korea, people who are actually oppressed didn't even know they were oppressed. Park told the outlet, the fact that she's complaining about oppression and systematic racism, she does not understand that she's so privileged. The defector says if Barry committed the same actions in North Korea, she'd be killed. If she was North Korean, not only herself will be executed, also 8 generations of her family can be sent to political prison camp and execution, Park griped. Meanwhile, Barry, an outspoken activist for black rights, insisted that her protest during Olympic trials over the weekend doesn't mean she hates the US. The athlete said she just has an issue with the national anthem itself because of the reference it makes to slavery and the composer's ties to the trade. If you know your history, you know the full song of the national anthem. The third paragraph speaks to slaves in America, our blood being slain all over the floor, Barry told Black News Channel on Monday. It's disrespectful and it does not speak for black Americans. It's obvious, there is no question. And she's right. That national anthem does not speak for black Americans, and neither does it speak for North Korean defectors like this one. However, Park, who says she was sold into slavery, disagreed with the 2-time Olympian qualifying hammer thrower. The fact that she's complaining about this country, the most tolerant country, she doesn't understand. She doesn't really understand the history, she said. I was a slave. I was sold in China in 2007. As a child at age 13. Okay? The people actually called slavery under Chinese Communist Party in North Korea. There is actual injustice. Park added that there are people dying to come to America at this very moment. And Barry is taking her freedom for granted. Yeah, Park is right. People are dying to come to America, which is why you have all those illegal immigrants down south of the border flooded. Like they were just flooding the south border of the Texas-Mexico border. I just hope they go to North Korea, China, and see how humans are oppressed, said Park, referring to the people who criticize the US and they will truly understand how valuable the freedom that we have is. So, let me ask you this, Defector Park. What does the North Korean slavery in your country got to do with what's going on here in America? It's like you switched to saying, oh, it's disrespectful that Gwen turned her back to the American flag during the national anthem, but yeah, you're going to turn around and talk about outside problems that's going on in your country. How does that make sense? What does your country got to do with what's going on in America that you defected to? To say that she does not understand that she is so privileged. What privilege? What kind of privilege does Gwen have that you have right now? And let me ask you this. What kind of privileges do black people have living in America that you have right now? I'll tell you what it is. You got a whole freaking legislation bill signed by the Senate, the House, and the current president right now, approved by all political parties involved. The Democrats, the Republicans, all signed off on this. And on top of that, you got, wait for it, a $50 million reparation bill given to you by the current president. So what do you mean, privilege? Black folks don't have that. We didn't get our reparations. So what privilege are you talking about, Defector Park? You and the rest of your community are the most privileged people right now that are getting all kinds of tangibles. You know, you got that freaking anti-Asian crime bill law signed after 1 year, okay? 1 freaking year under the previous administration incited violence against your people. When he was calling it the China virus, the Kung Flu virus, and yada yada yada. You know, that was him that did that. And then you see stories, now you want to put out stories of black folks being the ones attacking you and your people. Meanwhile, playing every past incident in a loop to make it seem like that black folks are really the ones doing the crimes against your people, but yet we're going to sit here and ignore all of the Asian establishments that be disrespecting black women, beating them up, choking them out, accusing them of stealing, trying to rush them out the store, and just racially profiling them, shoving them out the stores and crap. Are we just going to forget about that, Defector Park? And we're also going to forget about how the very same people that you kiss the ground they walk on is murdering your people in cold blood right before your very eyes? How come the Stop the Anti-Asian Hate Movement are not talking about that? Why aren't the people in your community talking about what I just described to you just now? I'll tell you why. It's because of fear. Fear that you might lose your so-called title, model minority. Or you may fear that you may lose your anti-Asian crime bill which gives you immunity from law. And that emboldens you to say the things that you say about black people, you and your community. You fled from your country out of fear, okay? You ran to the white folks because they would give you everything that you wanted. You wanted peace. You wanted freedom. You wanted tangibles. You wanted to live the so-called American dream and to have a better life, which you already have right now. You people didn't really do anything to really earn those privileges. Black folks have been fighting for centuries to get what we deserve. Until this day, we still haven't gotten what we deserve. Tangibles, reparations, yeah, all that other stuff on the side, the Juneteenth and whatnot, fine, we'll take it. But black folks made it possible for people like you to be able to vote in this country. Okay? We made it possible to end slavery in America. Hell, we made it possible for America to exist. Without us, there wouldn't be no United States of America. Okay? This country was built off the backs of African slaves. Did you know that? Did you know that? Apparently not. Because you're focused on the Asian diaspora side of things, and you're not even looking at the history that goes on in this country. Okay? But for you to sit there and demonize this Olympian player, Gwen, you sound so stupid in your argument. What does Asian slavery in Asia got to do with what's going on over here in America? Saying that a black woman is privileged? No, there is no privilege in this country if you're living black, okay? And if you did get privilege, it's because you have to kiss up to the white masses in the world. And they will buck break you into fitting their narrative on certain issues that those black bootless want to dance around the subject in order to fit the white supremacist narratives, which is exactly what you and your community are doing right now. And it's called mental slavery. Okay? Yeah, you may have made it out of North Korea alive, but in your head, you're a freaking slave too. Which is why your community, you're not going to talk about these white alabaster people killing your folks in cold blood, mocking you, calling you racial slurs, but yeah, you want to focus on what black people are doing. But you're not going to call it out on the other side. You're not going to call out your own community for disrespecting black women in your own Asian establishments. You're not going to call that out. It's because of fear. Again, it's because of fear that you might lose all those benefits and tangibles that was laid out right in front of your face. Yeah, you heard me right. It was set up for you to sit up there. You got the reparations bill. You got the anti-Asian crime bill, which emboldens you to say whatever the hell you want about black folks. But you don't want to embolden yourself to talk about the reflective majority in this country. Hell, you want to talk about slavery? Okay. Am I saying that what you've been through in those Asian diasporas is cool? No, it's not cool. Okay? Nobody deserves to be mistreated. Nobody deserves to be, enslaved, treated like garbage, and thrown into the wasteland. No, nobody deserves that. But the fact that you are going to tell someone else that they don't know their history of this country, if she didn't know her history of this country, then she wouldn't know the history behind the national anthem. Now, would she? It's you who don't know the history of what black folks go through on an everyday basis for 400 plus years of fighting, clawing, punching and kicking our way to these white supremacists for justice, equality, freedom. Okay? So, Defector Park, you keep your foreign problems over there where they belong. Okay? Don't bring it over here. Whatever went on in the North Korea, Chinese Communist Party over there has nothing to do with us. All you Asian Americans out here, y'all need to stop lumping your problems into our problems, because your problems are nothing compared to our problems in this country. Not in the diaspora, okay? This country, America, the US of A, that y'all migrated to. And the white folks didn't force you to come here. You came here on your own will. Black folks are the main ones, the only ones, by force, was imported to this country to do the work and to do the bidding of the white supremacists. Okay? So there is no such things as black privilege in this country. That is your privilege, your Asian privilege, and white privilege. Okay? Black people don't have privileges in this country unless you're a bootlick for white supremacy. Much like what you are right now, Defector Park. And I hope one day you get to realize that these white folks, they are not your friends. You are just a means to an end to them, nothing more. And if you don't want to speak up against the injustice committed against your people by the reflective majority, then go ahead, stay silent, and be a coward. Okay? Just be a coward and don't say nothing. The new black media will do the work for you like we've always have. Okay? Because everybody's got to depend on black folks to do the work for them, right? Right. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this. So let me your thoughts and let me know what you think about this, new level of coonery from the Asian community. Okay? So, again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and black folks, stay safe, stay Second Amendment, and most importantly, stay out of these Asian establishment stores. Okay? They don't like us, and you don't need to be supporting them. Okay? But until next time, peace.